Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and happy new year. I hope you had a very amazing holiday. I know this video is very late, but it's better to be late than never, right? Right, right, right. I actually finished filming this video during the first week of January, but alas, my editing skill is non-existent. So today I am finally delivering. I am setting up my cover page, and while I am doing that, let's talk. I'll talk. So, this past few years, I've been on and off with bullet journaling, but last year, last year was finally the year of Bujo for me. So, last year, I got a Starbucks planner, and the year before that, I discovered Amanda from Amanda Richley, and I became a fan. And if you did not know her, wow, where were you? Just kidding, but really, she is the queen of bullet journaling. And anyway, so last year I finally did it. From January to December, I used bullet journaling. There are those days that I don't, but mostly I do. And it kind of changed my life. Before, I had a master's degree of being a procrastinator, minor in being a couch potato, so you can just imagine how the system changed me. It's all about psychology to me. I use the planner for writing down my thoughts, but mostly I use for writing down tasks of the day, the week, the month, the year, some future plans of or stuff that I need to do, and it had a psychological effect on me. There is this small weird part of my brain that whenever I write down the tasks I need to do for the day, I need to complete it. Like not doing it is not an option. And rescheduling is my last and final card. This is reserved for those tasks that I cannot realistically do or realistically finish. And I love the fact in me, like it feels like I'm almost always productive. And it's a definite uplift. And it makes me feel happy. So here I am, this 2020, doing it again, but setting up my own, and now recording and sharing it to the world. And I hope someone somewhere will get inspired too. My cover page, as you can see, is flower themed. I actually already sketched some prior to recording, and since this is my first time setting up my own bullet journal, I think I will experiment formats and styles along the way. So stay tuned, and if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. Here I am writing down my keys, and I did not like the way I wrote it, so I'm just gonna cover it up with some washi tapes. My keys are composed of first a dot for a task, X for completed tasks, heart for major and personal events, asterisk for other events, a dash for notes, three dots with an arrow for rescheduled tasks, one which is pointed to the left for tasks that are rescheduled to an earlier date, and an arrow pointing to the right for tasks that are rescheduled to a later date. Last of these arrowed symbols is the one with a dot, an arrow pointing to the right with three periods which indicates the rescheduled task in its new date. Lastly is a crossed out task. I also added three post-its, and I will use this to mark my journal and to easily find stuff in it. First is the blue. This will be used to mark every beginning of the month. The green one is for scribbles. These are literary works I usually end up writing on my journal. And the orange one is for life highlight. The next page is my future log. If you are not familiar with future logs, it is the overview of the year. This is where you write down your tasks or events that are during the future months. Oh, I am also using Script. Just a disclaimer, this is no way sponsored. So I have been using Script for almost a year now, and so far I'm loving the service. So here, while I was setting up my bullet journal, I decided to listen to The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I think this book is a New York Times bestseller since it came out, and I think it's phenomenal. So for those of you who may not know, this book is about a girl named Star who kind of lives in two different worlds. She lives in a predominantly black, low-income community, but she also goes to a mostly white private high school. So there was this one party she was living with her friend Khalil when one policeman pulled them over and she witnessed her friend got shot and murdered. So the story is about her coping up with the trauma and understanding why Khalil was killed. The story is about racial injustice and the Black Lives Matter movement and some other important issues in our society. But before you go into this book, please check the trigger warnings like murder and drugs and many more. So please do your research. This page will be the page where I'll write down my life goals and my 5-year-ish plan. For my yearly goals, it is in the next page, and since I am an avid book reader, there is a page in my journal dedicated for my bookish goals. And if you want to keep up with me on my reading, just follow me on Goodreads, and my link is in the description below. Next is my grid line cheat sheet. I saw this idea from Amanda and I thought it is a great one, so I added it in my journal. It is not yet a detailed one since I still don't know the divisions that I will most likely use in the future, so I'll leave it just like this for now. The next part of my bullet journal is my yearly trackers. One of the things why I did not survive bullet journaling in the past is mostly because of the time I consumed just setting up my monthly trackers. So I thought this year I am going to use yearly trackers. If I think of a new habit that I want to track, then I will probably make a monthly tracker, but for now, yearly tracker will do. So I decided to track 4 things in my life. First is my period tracker, vitamin intake, sleep by 11 p.m., and exercise or yoga. This page is dedicated for my finances and to track my Philippine and Japan money. So, money that came in and went out every week. I like to see the overview of how I am spending weekly and if I am saving up or I am spending more than my budget. And take note that I am also using an app to track down my everyday income and expenses. The last pages are my investments, where I will write down the summary of my previous investments and the investments that I will have this year. And lastly is the places I visit. As the title says, this will be the page where I will write down all the amazing places I went to this year. And this is the flip through of my bullet journal setup for the year 2020. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Keiz_arts. And see you next time. Bye!